Okay, hey guys. So it started raining, so I came back in from walking, mowing rags. So we're going to do sounds, and so you already have the handwritten notes in front of you, either hard copy because you picked them up, or they're on Canvas. As your teacher, I'd like you to handwrite those into your journal just like we normally do, and I'm actually going to teach them right now. So if you want to pause and copy them and then listen, or listen and then copy them, however you want to do. But I probably will move a little faster than we normally do because I already have them written, or you already have them written, and we're not going to wait time on that. But first, I want to make sure that we're all on the remind. This is very critical for us to be able to communicate. In case if you're going by your phone, you can just text message me if you have a question about anything, like part of the book, part of our notes, part of the video. Also, parents, I would really highly encourage you, if you're not already on my remind, to do so. So if you'd like to pause the screen, here is the remind info. Depending on which class you're in, you will text the following to 81010. It's the @ symbol, CMS7SC for regular, and then it's for honors, it's @ CMS7SCH. If you by accident get on the wrong remind, don't worry, I'll be honest, both classes are doing the exact same thing. And the reason being is that we were already at the point that we were done with the book for honors, and so we were going to move into the purple book to fill anything that they needed for high school. So if you accidentally sign up for the wrong one, it's not a problem. You'll still be getting the exact same information for the time being, so don't worry about that. All right, so let's look at our notes. So sounds are pretty cool. I do know that you all love music, and next week you get to make a ringtone and you get to make your beats. And yes, you can drum on your tables as much as you want as you're at home, because I will not hear any of it. But I do want you to make a ringtone. I'm going to try to make one this weekend, and I'll share it with you all next week. So here we go. So we're going to look at 11.1, changing sounds, and 11.2, looking at vibrations. So all sounds come from sources of vibrations. So how your ears actually hear is there's a little bone in your ear that actually vibrates, that creates the noises that you hear. The sounds that we actually have, if you think of music instruments, there's something moving to create the sound. If something's not moving, there's no sound. And so as sound travels, it vibrates off the particles in the air, such as air particles, such as oxygen, or it could be dust particles. And it creates an actual wave. And so we'll talk about that later this week. But I just want you to understand, if there's nothing moving, there's no sound. But if there is something moving, there is sound. Okay? So all vibrations make sound. Loudness. There are two ways you can break down sounds: loudness or pitch. Loudness is by making the sound actually softer or louder. Okay, so like when I say, like, let's whisper, I'm asking you to tone down your loudness and make your sound softer. But then you know how I can't hear. So when I can't hear you asking a question, I'll ask you to speak up. So I'm asking you to make your voice louder. And so that is how you would change those. Pitch is actually how you say something, or changing the noise of the instrument, not technically making it louder or softer. You're changing the actual noise of the instrument. So you're making either the pitch higher or you're making it lower. So one or the other, okay? All right, so when you look down at the bottom, I have made a chart, because you know me, I have to have things organized. And so loudness deals with amplitude. It's how tall the wave is as it's moving through, say, the air or whatever it's going through. So it is definitely the tallness of the wave, okay? So amplitude is described by the maximum movement of the wave from the central point. So the central point's in the middle, and then the wave will go up and down, okay? So amplitude, if it's louder, it's going to be a really big wave. If it's softer, it's going to be a very tiny wave, okay? Pitch is about the frequency. Okay, so that's described by the number of vibrations each second of a sound wave, and we always measure sound in hertz. Okay, I'll repeat, we will always measure sound in hertz. It's the units for vibrations per second. So 1 hertz gives me 1 vibration per second. okay? And so pitch, a high pitch is multiple waves in a short amount of time, and then a low pitch is only a few waves per time, okay? And so I want you to envision, so say you all love your TikTok. So we're talking about that, and that has to do with sound because you normally do it with music. And so when you want, for example, you all probably frequently do TikTok. And I know some of you all that do. I do. You all love your TikTok. So if you frequently do it, you're doing it often. Like say multiple times a day, a few times a day, or multiple times a week. Okay, but if you're not doing it frequently, it's less often. So it's not very frequent. So high pitch is multiple times in a short amount of time. Low pitch is only like 1 or 2 waves in one time. Okay, and so you can see that on your notes right here. Okay, so pitch, ooh, my finger's backwards. Ooh, okay, pitch is right here. High pitch would be multiple. Low pitch, backwards. Okay, low pitch is right here. Okay, and once again with amplitude, here is how loud it gets and how soft it gets. Okay, it's really confusing because my finger's backwards. I'm sorry. All right, and so now we're going to actually test it out with some instruments. I got my little, from my closet, I risked it. I went out and got it. My mom was with me to make sure I didn't touch anything. But I have all different things to show you how to change pitch. Now, I have Mo right here, so he's probably going to really panic when I start playing all these things. All right? And when we do go back to school, I'm not going to say if, when we do go back to school, I will set up our sound waves, sound stations, so you get to play with all these instruments, and you'll enjoy that. Okay, so here we go. I have lots of things. All right. Oh, I'm sorry, Mo. He's already moving. He's scared. All right, here we go. So we have a xylophone. Okay, so a xylophone, if you were going to change loudness on a xylophone, you're actually just going to strike it harder. So that is loud. This would be the same one but soft. So that's how you would change the amplitude loudness, is striking it hard or striking it soft. Okay, now pitch, how you change the pitch on a xylophone is which tile you're touching. So I'm actually going to, so it changes. So this is a high pitch, this is a low pitch. So it actually has parts of it that are different to change the pitch. Loudness is by the striking, pitch is by which actual one bar you're striking. Okay, so for example, this is a high pitch. It's vibrating more, okay, than this one because it's smaller. It's able to move better, okay? So the frequency is better on this one, okay? So that's a xylophone. All right, now we got a triangle. Yeah, I'm not sure if I even have the right wand for it. Oh, here it is. I think this is it. No, should be a little metal piece, right? Hold on, let me check my backpack. Hold on. Ah, here it is. I knew, I was like, where is it? Okay, so a triangle, okay, is, once again, loudness is by how hard you strike it, okay? Pitch is actually going to change by where you strike it. If you're striking it between large spaces, it's going to be lower. If you strike it in a small area, it's going to be higher, the pitch, okay? Triangle. All right, now, this cool little thing. Okay, once again, striking makes it louder or softer. Okay, and then depending on where you strike it, lower, higher. Okay, so I'm not really sure what this is called. Okay, a maraca. All right, so a maraca is once again how often you are, so we can make it soft or we can make it loud. Okay, and it's by how often you're shaking it. I'm not really sure. Probably you'd almost have to change pitch the same way. I would think this is a high pitch for a maraca and this is a low pitch, but I'm not really sure. But the loudness is really obvious on this one, okay? All right, and then, oh, little clackers. Okay, this one, if I do a small clack, it is a low or soft sound, excuse me, and if I do a big clack, it's a loud sound. Okay, pitch. Not really sure if you could change the pitch on this one as easily either. It's kind of like the maraca. Okay, now I do challenge you, I will tell you, if you are a band instrument or a band student or you have an instrument at home, I challenge you to try to figure out how do you change the loudness to soft or loud, or how do you change the frequency, making the pitch high or low. And actually, there's all different ways. I remember last year, a lot of my students that played like the French horn, there was a way to actually use your hand into the horn to change the different tones. And so I want you to try to challenge yourself, and I'd love to hear back from you through Remind, Canvas, or the messages on this YouTube video of how you think you would change, like a guitar or a saxophone or a clarinet. How do you change your pitch and sound? And loudness, okay? Another thing is I want you to make sure that you watch this fully each time that we provide them. I know that it's going to be hard with internet, and so that's why a lot of it's self-explanatory if you got your packets, and some of you all might be watching this from your phones. So like I said, we're just going to enjoy the unit, and I want you to be thinking about how you're going to change the loudness, okay, and turn it loud or soft, or how you're going to change the pitch, okay, how you're going to change the pitch on your ringtone project. Because on your ringtone project, you have to show me a high pitch, a low pitch, a soft sound, and a loud sound. And you've got to be able to visualize it too, which is our next video. Okay? So let me know what you all thought about this video. I do want your feedback if you would rather it be taught a different way, or if you have ideas of how we could do it better. This is all a learning experience for all of us, so keep me posted. All right, see y'all later.